Kia ora everyone and welcome back to the Careering Podcast. I am your co-host Kelsey, and as always I'm here with the founder and creator of Careering 9, Melissa Davies. Hola.
Hola.
Oh,
Bom dia.
you honestly sounded like a bit like a Stepford wife when you said that. It was a little bit creepy.
I apologise. That is not my intention.
Oh no, don't do that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. How are you this week?
Fabulous.
Oh, as always.
As always. Not as always.
No. Look, it's 2024. We're kicking ass, taking names.
Well, one of us is.
Oh, look, I'm just taking names. I don't know whether I'm kicking ass just yet. We're getting there halfway through. Following on from our last episode about Melissa and her experience with SCAD, we are going to have a chat about, what are we chatting about today?
We can have a little chat on a couple of things around women's health in the workplace.
Great.
Because, you know, we love a serious topic.
Love that for us.
Hopefully a bit lighter and a bit shorter than last week. So I think one of the things we talked about last week with the SCAD episode is that it's often misdiagnosed, and that's actually quite common with women, as a lot of health issues are misdiagnosed, or the treatment that women receive is worse or different to that of men, and a lot of that is anchored in the fact that clinical research and trials are done on men, and you know we're kind of operating within a system that's designed to disadvantage women. And also,
love that for us.
Yeah, so I just think we've got to keep advocating and talking about it. Keep making change. Do you know what? Is this my first stat of the season?
Oh, I think it might be. I don't know. I can't believe we've got this far in.
Yeah. Watch out.
What do you got? What do you got for me?
Well, in 2016, researchers at University College in London found that women with dementia receive worse medical treatment than men with the condition.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I haven't read the full article.
Oh, sorry. Hey, look, there's many systematic things that have probably created that. So let's not get into that bit.
There's a whole piece of research on the dementia angle, but it was one point in a series of other points where they also state that women make fewer visits to the GP, receive less health monitoring, and take more potentially harmful medication. And on the flip side is that in the US, a study showed in an emergency department, women who are in acute pain are less likely to be given opioid painkillers than men, and they have to wait longer to receive painkillers of any kind when they're prescribed.
Fuck me, honestly.
So I just think this sounds like we need to all complain more.
Is that it? I think, well, there's also a part of me that goes, is our tolerance level like a little bit higher?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Some women push watermelons out
without
of
anything.
their bodies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even like, I don't know about you, but I follow the TikTok where they are talking about periods in the workplace and period pain within the workplace, and they're talking about numbing creams or like certain things to help, and they put the TENS machines on the dudes and like the girls are just sort of sitting there going, an 8's probably about my normal period, and the guy's like doubled over in pain. And I'm like,
greatly enjoyed watching those actually.
Yeah, and it's fascinating watching the different levels of pain tolerance within different people that attended. And so, but across the board, the women are sitting at a 10 going, I mean, yeah, it hurts, but like I'd still go to work.
Yeah.
And so I do wonder whether a lot of that is because, yes, we're notoriously bad for advocating for ourselves, but also because we've got quite a high pain tolerance.
Or we're just used to it. We're more accepting of it.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Ask for the drugs.
Yeah. I think advocating for yourself and getting the painkillers or asking to be seen, I think that's actually really important. Like, I also wonder if it comes back to that sort of messaging around, boys are taught to be brave, girls are taught to be good.
Yeah.
Whereas I actually think, if you're advocating for yourself, that's not seen as good, right?
Yep. It's being bossy, or it's being loud, or it's being annoying. Demanding. You don't want to be that bitch.
Yeah. I think you should be that bitch when it comes to health.
look, if it was Lizzo giving advice, she'd tell you to be that bitch.
Be 100% that bitch.
Yeah, be 100% that bitch.
Yeah.
And fucking advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
I also think the systems that are set up around our medical environment don't always make it easy for women to advocate for themselves as well. And especially women who don't have certain privileges, whether that be money, whether that be education, whether that be
Skinny privilege.
Yeah. There is a lot of, we see all of the ads in New Zealand around trying to encourage Polynesian and Māori women to get to the doctors because they look after everyone else around them, not themselves. And so there's a lot in that world culturally that like sets up things. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because that is exactly what you described when we talked about your big career challenge for 2023.
Yeah.
And so lots of women have this challenge where they worry and take care of everyone else and not themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's across the board, but it's set up like
it's stronger in different cultures.
Yeah. And also when I had my accident, dealing with ACC was a full-time fucking job.
Oh, yeah.
And with my level of education, my level of privilege, all of those things, it was still fucking hard and confusing. And it's no wonder people get fucked off because it just becomes something that is really fucking hard to navigate. And so it's hard to advocate for yourself because the system isn't set up for you to advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my soapbox, right? Apologies.
That's great. No, don't apologize. It's an important topic. And but the whole system is a patriarchal system, even the fact that the majority of medical research, so, there's a lot of evidence that says medical research proposed by men to study men is overfunded. The research proposed by women to do studies for women on women is less likely to be funded. So you've even got the data informing what's prescribed or what's available or understood about certain conditions. It's assumed that the treatments that come from that research will work for both sexes equally.
Yeah. We're
very different machines.
We're very different machines.
Yeah.
And we just, like, hormonally, physically, everything, we operate so fucking different. It's like trying to get an air fryer to make your coffee. I don't know why those were the two machines that I thought about.
Which one are we? Are women the coffee? Can we please be the coffee? Oh, the air fryers can make all kinds of things. Air fryers have more diversity.
I'm going to say air fryer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say why because it'll probably get me in trouble.
I'm going to ask you when we're not recording.
Yeah.
Is it about putting something in there?
No. Look,
we can bake things
I
in
will
the
neither
oven.
confirm nor deny. Move on. Next topic.
Okay. Talk to us about some health stuff you've got going on, gals.
Oh, just give you my full medical diagnosis.
Could we?
So one of the key things, so I talked about responsibility and putting my own ear mask, oxygen mask on in one of the previous episodes. I took that a bit far in terms of I took the looking after everyone a bit far, and what it meant was I ended up in adrenal fatigue, which basically means I've got I got diagnosed as tired but wired.
I feel like that actually is a good descriptor.
Yeah, and so she the diagnosis was basically I have no ability to have the energy to function unless it's an emergency, unless it's right on a deadline, unless it's right at a crisis level. I don't know how to function unless it's at that level. And then when I'm not at that level, I'm just the sleepy motherfucker. Like I'm like sleepy dwarf and I just want to sleep all of the time. And I have no ability to control any of my energy levels. And so been working really hard on how to even out my energy during the day and actually get back to a normal body clock, body cycle.
What are some of the things that you have to do for that?
So I've been taking a lot of magnesium.
Oh, yeah.
I take this thing called Calm X, and it tastes like raspberries, and I put it in my water bottle and I sip it during the day, and it makes me not yawn in meetings.
Useful.
Yeah, like it was getting to it'll be 10 a.m. in the morning and I'd just be yawning all the way through. Stop yawning.
If people say the word yawn, I yawn. It is so bad.
If you're yawning right now, we need you to come onto Instagram and let us know. I would just be yawning in these meetings and I would just feel awful because I'd be in one-on-ones with my teams and I'm like, you're not boring. I don't find this meeting boring. I just have no control over this. Like there is nothing I can do about it. And then I have really had to monitor my blood sugar levels. So just, an age-old fat girl thing. You eat at breakfast, lunch and dinner because you're not trusting yourself to snack during the day. But I've been encouraged to snack and actually eat and even out my blood sugar levels during the day. So the other one, and then the last one was sleep. And I know that sounds really stupid, but I was having, I'm still coming out of it now. I could sit on the couch at 10 a.m. I could get up in the morning, make a coffee on the weekend, sit around, read my book, just sort of launch quietly into my day. And if I was sitting on the couch, I would want to fall asleep again at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. And I've been encouraged to have that sleep because you can actually sleep your way out of it and reset your body that way. And that sleep is a fucking miracle worker and it is very fucking important. And yeah, that's been the thing that I've been dealing with at work this year or last year.
So the prescription was eat and sleep.
Eat, sleep, and take magnesium. So just normal bodily functions.
Yeah, I'm it's fascinating that the other things we trade off though, right?
Yeah. And I think that really, so the naturopath I went to, she was like, right, we're going to find your mother domino. I was like, what is that? Oh my God,
did we go to the same naturopath? Is her name Nicola?
Yeah.
O'Neill?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the same naturopath. Random.
Oh, weird.
Okay, weird.
Okay, yeah, she's great.
She's really good.
She's very, very good. Hilarious.
Because that's the language she used with me. I'm like, no way.
Oh my
How
God.
have we not even? Okay.
I don't even know.
Sorry. Carry on.
Did we just become best friends? So, yeah, no, she was really good. And she was talking about, did she also call it your Queen Latifah?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I love
it's
Queen
exactly
Latifah.
the same person.
And I love her house. She also told me that I shouldn't be in Christchurch, which I have thought about for a while.
Yeah. So, no, she was great. I spent 2.5 hours at her house and she went through everything.
Yeah, she's very good.
Yeah. And it was
I have drops to put in my drink bottle too.
Oh, maybe we got the same drops. Maybe we both
Mine's
got
a bark flower.
So is mine. Oh God, guys, this has got weird. Anyway,
loves a bit of woo woo and some plants.
Loves a bit of woo woo. But she was really interesting because she was like, I reckon you've probably had something different happening with your body for the last 3 or 4 months. And I was like, yeah. And my back seized up and I couldn't walk.
That's right, you did
for
too.
a couple of weeks. I was so sick in July. I had 3 types of flu.
And you have always had really complicated respiratory things.
Yeah. So basically after the first COVID lockdown, I got tonsillitis and it absolutely fucked shit up. And I haven't come back from it since then. But normally I wouldn't get taken out by a flu. Normally I'm pretty spot on. But post-COVID, everyone seems to be taken down with something. And then I was having really bad migraines or wasn't sleeping. And she was like, yeah, look, there's one a month that just, it's your body telling you that things aren't right and you need to do something about it. And it was interesting because when my back seized up, I went to the osteopath and he was telling me, he basically said, did you take on something quite stressful not about 6 to 9 months ago? And I was like, yeah, I changed roles into my job. And he goes, yeah, I can tell your hips are holding all of your stress and you've got about 6 months worth of stress sitting in them. And it's not actually your back, it's your hips. And apparently women hold a lot of their stress in their hips. So yeah, I've learned a lot this year.
Nice.
Done a lot of woo-woo things.
I love this for you.
Yeah, it's been great.
It makes me very happy.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been fascinating, like, working it through, especially having to work through while you're working it through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what about you?
No, I'm interested in these things because I'm all about the woo-woo and the working through.
If you can hear a jingly bell, it's because Melissa's massive cat is just, like, blissed out on her knee, having a good scratch. She's very cute. She's just having a sniff at the microphone. Nah.
Yeah, that's Junie, the little cross-eyed, pretty idiot.
Yeah.
She's very beautiful. What I was going to say, though, is around the challenges when you've got responsibilities, so be it family or work, and you've got health issues where you need to sleep or you need to put more time into your nutrition.
Yeah.
Or you've just had this default way of working, right? So I think one of the hardest things to do is unlearn a behavior.
Yeah, I definitely had taught myself to just go.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I couldn't anymore. And I was like, oh, you're in your 30s, time to fucking stop. Like, God damn it.
Rest is a form of performance. Rest is part of performance.
Yeah, talk us through that.
Oh, yeah, that's my mantra, is rest and recovery are a critical part of peak performance. Yeah. That's definitely been my lesson in the last year. And I think when you get to conditions like, so I relate to the adrenal fatigue. I have extremely low cortisol levels, but often people assume I have really high, but I've depleted mine for the last 2 decades, so there's none left. So I am also learning how to manage this stuff better and still not well. But, you know, I guess the upside of my health condition is I've had to slow down. But one of the things I've definitely learned, I keep thinking about, you know, high performance sporting environments or, you know, you think about MMA fighters and things like that. Like to turn up on the night for a big fight, your training isn't 6 months of consecutive hard battles.
Yeah.
You know, like, but that's how we treat ourselves at work.
Yeah. And like there's going to be this ultimate battle at some point that we're really going to have to take on, where it's not like every day is just like a whole lot of rubbish bin fires that we're trying to put out.
Yeah. But for some reason we've conditioned ourselves to kind of act that way.
Yeah.
If I look at those professional athletes, like those golfers, tennis players, you know, individual professional athletes I'm thinking about, if you think about
F1 drivers.
Yeah. Well, that's a bit different because they've got quite a lot of resource around them. So that's why I was thinking about more about
That's true.
The ones that still have resource, but not
F1 Academy drivers.
Yeah. Okay.
The female drivers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. To lead up to a big race.
Yeah.
As part of their training and performance, they will do recovery sessions. They will have rest days.
Yeah.
They'll have heavy food days. They'll have light food days.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of focus on sleep and hydration.
Mm-hmm.
And so for them to perform at their best, they don't do anything exceptional.
Yeah.
They practice their skill set as appropriate for the event or race. And they have a training plan that incorporates sleep, nutrition, and rest. Why do we make it so hard? Yeah.
There's a great article, Harvard Business Review article called The Corporate Athlete. And it basically talks around your triangle of needs and how if we don't support the baseline, which is our physical, so our sleep, our eat, our all those things, then we can't support our emotional well-being, and therefore we can't support our mental well-being or our spiritual well-being at the top of the triangle. And so when we come to work, we're often using our emotional and our mental well-being if you're working in a corporate field, you know, but if you're a builder or you're out there doing different things, you're using your physical, your emotional and your mental abilities. If you're not taking care of the bottom, how the hell are you supposed to get the third tier to work? And so we talk about that a lot at work is, when was the last time that you ate? When was how did you sleep? Because you're not showing up with your full mental capacity here. And having those conversations makes it so much easier to understand how to better take care of yourself and what the impact of that is.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
I think that's such a good take up for all of us. It's It's not the sexy stuff. It's not the supplements. It's not the additives.
Just getting the basics right.
It's just, yeah. And, you know, one of my friends, he says that all the time. And that's his core focus. And as he's got older, he's doubled down on those things.
Great.
Yeah. Which is so healthy. And I'm like, it's really hard to unlearn behaviors though, right? So you talked
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Yeah, you talked about just that your behavior was go until you literally fall apart.
Yeah.
But unlearning that is really hard because you've probably been like that since a kid.
Well, and like I think, you know, I had my accident and it was basically from there it was accident, then it was China, then it was COVID, then it was back to Wellington and like a COVID recovery, and we've been in turmoil for the last 3 years, and then straight down here to Christchurch, and suddenly I was settled, I had a good house, I had a good group of friends, I had a good job, and then my body was like, what the fuck is this?
We can rest now.
We can rest now.
Which means we'll fall apart now.
So we're going to fall apart.
Yeah.
It was like the car that you drive until everything falls off when you stop. And I've definitely had to unlearn the guilt around rest.
Do you also think that's a fat girl thing?
100%, because I never want to be seen as lazy.
Yeah, same. That was definitely in my DNA from being an overweight teens and 20s.
Yeah, but I also think it's a female thing.
Yeah.
I think it's really heavily embedded in us that if you're at home, you're cleaning. If you're out and about, you're seeing people and you're improving your connections. If you're at work, you're working. Like these expectations that we soak in and take into our subconscious, especially as women, around rest and what it means to be resting. I think it really affects a lot of women, especially in the workplace.
Yeah, so guilt around rest
Yeah.
and conditioning, social norms, right? Like,
Yeah, totally.
Rest is not like
Also-
you rest on holiday.
Yeah. Also, social media.
Oh yeah.
You know, like say you're sitting at home on Instagram and you're seeing all your friends out there partying and doing all these things, and you've got immense FOMO, and you're like, oh, actually, I need a day on the couch.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't get FOMO. I'm like, yes, I'm not doing that.
It's JOMO, the joy of missing out.
It is.
But there is an aspect of it that is like, oh, I should be going and doing these things. And it comes back to like one of our key core fundamental conversations around shoulds.
I will not should on myself today.
Yes. No, not today. But yeah, it's definitely something that I think a lot of women in the workplace deal with, is like when to rest and how to take holidays and when to take sick days. I was definitely a human being that worked while I was sick.
And I hate that.
Yeah. And
because if you're sick, you're sick.
Yeah.
Your body needs rest.
And it was stepping into this role leading a team where I went, well, how am I supposed to tell my team that they have to take sick days when they're sick if I'm not doing that?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, now I take sick days. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yes.
So unlearning and relearning some new things that are supportive of improving health.
Yeah.
And learning that the workplaces can have better conversations about people's needs.
Totally.
And actually, it's interesting though, because some work cultures don't allow people to, like, there's almost like, yes, you're sick, but I'm still going to quickly call you about something. Or
Yeah.
how's your workplace around that stuff?
Pretty good in terms of, I would say there are some old habits to change. I think what I often find is that someone can be away sick and I can send them a Slack message in anticipation of them answering it the next day, but they just jump on and answer
They
it.
anticipated that you need a response.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And so what I've started to do is writing in the thing going, don't need to answer this now. When you're back online, I need to know this.
Yeah, so you're sending it when it's convenient for you with
Yeah.
the expectation they'll reply when it's convenient for them.
Yeah. And there's this real, again, it's that I can't rest.
Yeah.
I'm working.
I'm
I'm working. I can't be sick. And it is something that has to be undone from both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this phrase you said before about, you're a human being. And I remember once in Sydney going to this, I don't know, some really out there spiritual conference. Like, it was super woo-woo. Even for me, it was super woo-woo. And I'm into woo-woo. But there was this guy and he did this like 10-minute kind of keynote talk. And he he spoke about how we have transitioned and forgotten how to be human beings. We are human doings, and we value doing over being. And so we don't know how to be present. We don't know how to be with ourselves. We don't know how to be in silence.
Yeah.
But we know how to do things.
Yeah.
And he said, unless we learn how to be with ourselves and just return to, that state and move away from human doings, we're always going to have deep unhappiness.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that was good.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just even think like I'm guilty of being that person that can't not have music or a podcast or something going. I'm like, oh, that silence in my own brain.
When you're ready, there's a wonderful 10-day meditation course I can recommend.
Honestly.
The food's good.
I don't know. It's not the silence and it's not the meditation. It's the sitting still.
Yeah. I thought I would struggle with that actually.
That's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Because I'm good to just lie down.
Oh, no, it's not. It's sitting.
I know. And that's where I'm like, nah. Like if I could lie down, I'd be in.
Yeah, you would actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the person is not on the cards for 2024.
No, look, I might just do my own version of it where I just like go and lie down for by myself in a nice Airbnb.
Nice.
For a week.
Oh, I like this. Rest.
Yeah.
And rest.
And rest.
That would be huge progress.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think on my health and well-being, in my health and well-being rock, rest is a big one.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So we did start this out talking about we're talking generally about women's health, and obviously talked about my discovery this last year just gone. But, I think it's something that there's such a wide variety of things that we want to talk on this, and from dealing with periods at work to menopause to just childbirth and pregnancy and all of those things. But what we're going to do is look to bring on some guests who have different experiences and different things. It would be great to talk to women who have gone through or are going through menopause or endometriosis or, anything specific to women's health. So if you are keen to be involved in helping us out, we'd love to hear from you. So please hit us up in the Instagram DMs. But to close us out, we're going to talk about what we're hyperfixating on this week. So my hyperfixation at the moment is two little baby miniature cows on TikTok called Pumpkin and Peony, and they're real cute, and they they have little coats and they jump around a farm, and it's just my favorite thing that I have discovered on TikTok at the moment. And Melissa, what have you got for us?
Nothing.
Nothing. You're not hyperfixating on anything.
No, I don't have a thing.
You're just chilling.
I am just chilling.
Just resting.
Just resting. Just being.
Just being. I like that. I'm going to work on it, I promise. All right, team. As always, you will find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, or you can connect with us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And until next time, have a motherfucking fabulous week.
And rest.
Okay, bye.